Hello, friend. This is Marshall with Zan 2 Cent coming at you again with another banger, another masterpiece of my fragrance collection. And this fragrance here suits the perfect weather for the cooler months, more so to say, perfectly well. And you clicked on this review, you know exactly what fragrance I'm speaking about. So before we get into this fragrance review, I'd like to ask you to click like and subscribe to the channel down below as I strive to bring you more creative content about these fabulous fragrances out here impacting our daily lives, and as we strive on this fragrance journey together. And you know this review for you individuals who physically can't put their nose to a fragrance but like to have a good idea or description of what this fragrance is actually smell like. So without further ado, let's get into this fragrance review, baby! So friends, the fragrance that I'm actually speaking about is none other than from the house of Xerjoff Naxos. Trying to get y'all to see the symbol. And I must say it's a very beautiful fragrance, definitely for the upcoming cooler months. We get in the fall and the winter. I will be rocking this fragrance here, and it suits the cooler months and weather perfectly. I must say this. So, get into the review. When you get to this fragrance and when you first spray it on, you do get the a little citrus blast from it, but more prominent is the lavender in this note. So in the top notes you do have bergamot, lemon, and then you have lavender. But the lavender is the standout amongst the notes in the top notes, and you can see that the lavender here is mostly like it's a clean note. It's clean, but sometimes lavender can be a little sharp, but it's not as sharp in this particular fragrance. Like I'm believing because the rest of the notes that's in the fragrance kind of helps round it off so much. So, but you do get that lavender very heavily in the opening, and then as a transition to the hard notes, we get the honey, we get the cinnamon, we get the jasmine, and then we get cashmere. And I must say the honey and the cinnamon together, who doesn't like honey and cinnamon? I mean, it's a sensual, sweet, subtle spice going on with the soft spice, from the cinnamon, and it hits out very well in this fragrance. And you would think that the honey is like very heavy, like you think honey like sticky, gooey. It's not that type of texture going on, I must say, in this fragrance. The fragrance is still somewhat airy and a little light than what you would think, honey coming out of a jar. So I must say that they well blended that together. And the cashmere gives it just a slight musk, but it's more it gives it an ambery type of vibe going on, experience going on here. And then of course the jasmine. The jasmine is somewhat subtle in this fragrance, but it still gives it the floral facets of the fragrance itself. And so, excuse me. So with that said, as it goes down into the dry notes, or the dry down, I must say the base notes, we have the tobacco, then we have the tonka bean, and then also the vanilla. And I must say the tobacco in here is very, very beautiful, delightful. I like tobacco fragrances. Really pretty good friend. I really enjoy tobacco fragrances. And then there's the tonka bean. Tonka bean doing what it does, adding its characteristics to the fragrance itself, and then the vanilla giving a tiny bit more sweetness to it, but on a different side of what honey is. So the vanilla to me is kind of giving a little more oriental vibe to the fragrance itself too. And then I must say that tobacco here is not too wet and it's not too dry. It's like right in between of the opposite ends of the spectrum between wet and dry tobaccos. But they did a very good job with the tobacco here in this fragrance here. So overall what you're getting is from this fragrance is a lavender, honey, and tobacco. Those are three most prominent notes in this fragrance. Of course you do get the citrus vibe when you first spray it on, but it doesn't last long. It's probably like 5 minutes, and then the lavender come in as a star player, and then the honey and the cinnamon, with the cashmere, and the jasmine, man, and the tobacco. The tobacco here is beautiful. I must say that. So that leads me into the projection, the performance on this. The performance, I usually get between 6 to 8 hours of performance here. I could honestly go to say 8 to 10 hours on the skin. and even longer with the clothes. I sprayed this on before at 7 o'clock in the morning going to work. I work in a laboratory where in chemicals was not as pleasant as this in here. And get off at 5 o'clock and I'm still able to smell the fragrance on me. So the fragrance does last and have lasted after 8 hours. And definitely that. So, and then the projection that you get here, the nice scent bubble that you definitely get first, especially in the first 3 to 4 hours, is very nice. It's not protruding, it's not this out there in a sense, but it is a nice scent bubble around you. And then the sea loss, the central that you actually leave behind with this fragrance is nice. To me, I think it's more so like mesmerizing in a sense. It's a very nice, sensual, warm, subtle spice, little scent, little sweetness to it, trail that you actually leave. So, where you sure you wear this? I would say I will let you be the judge on that. Where you should wear the fragrance. I mean, me personally, how I feel about wearing a fragrance. I'm just doing the fragrance. It doesn't really matter if it's a wedding, if it's this and that. But I have worn this fragrance to work. I have worn it to run events, running errands. I have worn it just around the house. I have worn it on dates. So I mean, so in that sense, it's pretty versatile where you can wear this fragrance. I think it can meet any occasion. But yeah, that's all I really have about this fragrance here. This fragrance here is very nice, man. It does its thing, and the quality of it is very much observable, which you can observe from the quality here. Now, getting to the story that I have with this fragrance, as we all know, like we like fragrances and trying to gain, or not trying, but gaining experiences that or events that we experience with fragrances that we wear. It make a fragrance even more memorable. But I remember when I first bought this fragrance. I bought this fragrance last year, around December, January, somewhere around that point. And the significant other I was speaking with, talking to at the time, I wanted her to smell it because when I bought this fragrance blindly, I looked at the notes. I was like, oh yeah, I think this fragrance can actually do me just the justice I want. I think it can. I think I'll like it, which I did. And so I wanted her to smell it. I feel like she would like this fragrance too, because the fragrance to me is unisex. Man or woman can wear this fragrance. But anyway, so took a shower, sprayed it on, 2 squirts, one here, and got into the bed, and then about 20-30 minutes later, she came about. And so we chilling, watching TV, and she was like, you smell good. What you have on? So I showed her the bottle, like, yeah, I just got this fragrance. Tell me what you think about it. She got the fragrance. It smells good, When you put it up 3 or 4 times, it smells good, Yeah, it smells really good. So, I was telling her about it, what I thought about it, things of that nature. And so we continued watching TV, enjoying ourselves, but she could not keep her nose out of my neck. Honestly, she could not keep her nose out of my neck. She kept smelling my neck like, it smells that good. Like it smells, she loves it to smell. So, I'm just giving you an experience that I experienced with this fragrance. And I'm not saying you go out there and buy it, but you definitely should try to put your nose to this fragrance here and see if you can do you some justice as it does me some justice. Man, this fragrance, the scent on it, man, it lingers too. It's almost like someone cooking cookies almost in a sense. The central, you come to a house, someone just cook some cookies or something, and you got the sweetness in there, you got the vanilla going on, maybe a little spice, and the scent is kind of intoxicating. It's leading you to wherever that scent is coming from, right? And you thinking dessert as such. Yeah, you can see I was dessert that night. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, this fragrance here, it did that, man, and it was a wonderful experience. And I really do enjoy wearing this fragrance, and I'm enjoy wearing this fragrance coming up. I'm telling you, I'm enjoying wearing this fragrance coming up. But that's all I have for the review itself, and I just wanted to share with y'all experience or event that I experienced with this fragrance, wearing it, and it maybe he can do you some justice too. Yep. So there you have it. There I go with the review of it. There. I hope you really enjoyed it. And if you did enjoy the review, definitely comment down below. If you have this fragrance, definitely comment down below. I'd like to see what you thought about the fragrance, and if you got some experiences with this fragrance, definitely comment down below. Leave those comments down below also. But I will have the link where I purchased this fragrance from. I purchased this fragrance from Fragrance X. I think I paid roughly around $200 for this fragrance here. Of course, you can find this fragrance, Fragrance USA, Fragrance Net, I believe Perfume Spot also, or maybe even Amazon. You probably can find this fragrance. But as always, definitely shop around to find the best bargain for the bang for your buck to a fragrance they'll get at a reasonable price. And I actually did a blog post on. I've read about this fragrance on my blog. You can check that out. I'll have a link down below at www.zayan2cent.com. I wrote you can check my blog site out. If you like the written content, for you individuals who like written content, definitely comment down below, or go visit the site. Comment down below if you like the written content, or you can come back here and comment down below. I'd like to hear from you also. As I always strive to bring you better content, trying to improve myself on a daily basis as far as providing you all with information. Yep, so there you have it. Marshall with Zayan 2 Cent. Love, peace, and prosperity as always. Until next time, peace.